That's right. Brandon Ingram doing his thing. 8 points, 4 for 8, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He is playing well. We have a 1-point game. It's kind of messing up our blowout night. Every other game has been a blowout. K-Mac 20 plus, but not tonight. When you look at the Lakers, K-Mac, what's one of the first things that come to your mind when you watch them play, whether it's their style of play, organization, whether it's body language? When you see this team, what are you seeing?
You know what? I see them really trying hard to try to create good shots. They all maybe take one dribble too much, trying to create something for themselves first. You can just see how much they miss LeBron James, who just kind of gets the ball moving and popping. But I see them trying to, they just don't have those couple guys that can just go get their own shot late in the clock. You know what I mean? To just kind of go down. Kuzma is still reliant on others to get him shots. And so, with L.A., Brandon said it. Like, LeBron is the MVP of the league. I mean, you look with him. Right? Yeah, with him. I mean, they look, a lot of nights they look really in a flow. They get moving. They score the ball. They play up and down. Without him, they struggle. They struggle badly. So, yeah, I like their effort. I like what they're doing. They just need those guys. All the young guys have got to grow up. Ball's got to decide who he is, find out who he is.
Yeah.
Ingram, where am I going to play on the floor? Where am I getting my shots? Kuzma, all those guys have just kind of got to just keep developing and getting better. I guess they're just young, Same thing with Chicago. I thought Chicago played hard, Chris. I was looking, Markkanen, Levine, and Dunn went 3 for 17 between 3 of their starters.
And they're still in the game.
Yeah. So,
that's saying something pretty big there. So, yeah, we finally have a good one tonight. Two teams struggling, trying to find their way. But this team doesn't matter what their record is or who they beat or who they haven't. Pull! That's right. He's one of the best skeet shooters in the game. Pull! He can hit Clay, a Clay disc from 1,000 yards away. There's really nothing to say during the Golden State highlight except watch how they move the ball and watch how they go. And I was just told a franchise record 6 threes in a quarter? 10 threes in a quarter? Oh, my goodness. Come on and in.
That was ridiculous.
Oh, then take that with you. He's 7 feet. I saw a stat the other day that said Kevin Durant is the first player 6'9" and under. And I want to call his team and complain, come on, be serious.
Legit.
Yeah, you don't have to fight for this guy in the record book. He's a walking record book. And that guy right there, he's a walking trophy. He has a trophy in his house, a couple from winning championships. He was an MVP final. That's your man, Andre Iguodala, but the ball moves back. Draymond's going to get it back to you. Boom! Right from that corner. Denver, as you said it before, K-Mac, they're playing some of the best basketball in the league, but you still have growing pains during the season.
No question. They weren't ready for what Golden State brought to them tonight. I mean, right now, all those Denver guys are going like, oh, this is what it looks like when Golden State gets mad at you and wants to prove a point.
Yeah.
It'll make them better. But when I look at this game and watched it, it reminded me of how good Draymond Green was. Draymond Green had a Draymond Green game. He had 13 assists.
Yes.
First, I'm trying to think. I'm telling you, look, he shot the ball 5 times.
Yeah.
And kind of controlled their offense.
Yeah.
When he's playing like that, they're tough to beat.
Definitely. It's tempo and pace. And when they're playing like that, the pace of their game is going great. They can play faster or slower, but when Draymond is going, so is the team going. And that's what Butler hopes is the moniker for him in Philadelphia. When Butler's game is going, the team is winning. He says hey to his former assistant coach. That's right. But once the game got started, it was a blowout. Move out the way, bully ball, dunking on people. And again, talking about these teams, K-Mac, Minnesota, growing pains has a lot to learn in the playoff atmosphere in Philly tonight.
Yeah, and man, you better bring it. I mean, Butler had his troops ready to go, and I mean, they were stealing the ball. And I love this because who's the first big running?
Yes.
Embiid. Outruns everybody. As a matter of fact, outruns Wiggins to get it. And Embiid was ready to go tonight. They played inside out, the Sixers did, and this is part of the outside. But they started with Embiid on the inside, and they were murder.
Isn't it amazing when you play inside out? You can get the same number of threes, the same number of shots. It's just, do you have the patience to wait and let the game develop? I heard so much this weekend about Brady. He passes underneath, then he hits you with the bomb. It's like he doesn't just throw 10 bombs first. And I like the fact that Philly, number one, has the talent, but two, has the system to play inside out.
Yeah, and you see right here, the ball's been inside enough. They got tired of seeing Embiid beat him up. Butler's wide open for that jumper. And, Butler didn't force it. I'll give him credit, Chris. I thought maybe he might come out and try, screw this, I'm going to go for big numbers.
Yeah.
He just let the game come to him.
Yeah, and when you talk about Butler, really this year, the only thing that's been talked about is his talking. He's going to play hard on the court. You just wonder what type of influence he's going to be in that locker room. Get that shot out of here. Oh, give me that shot back. Butler happy, gets the win tonight. But how about Embiid? 31 and 13, and Simmons trade the guy. He should have had a triple-double. He needed one more assist. He's balling. That's right. That's your 6'9" point guard, Ben Simmons. And here's your 5'11", 5'13" point guard in Trae Young. That's Ice Trae. That's what they call him, because he shoots the. Let's get out to Atlanta. That's right, Schroeder. This is his first game back in Atlanta. He joins his boy Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. They're trying to go up against the Hawks. How about this beautiful pass to Steven Adams? Get dunked on. That should be his moniker. You like dunks, get dunked on. But on the other end, John Collins. There's anything you do, I can do better. Kevin Herter. Hope that's how I pronounce your name, brother, because that's how I'm saying it tonight. 17 points total. I mean, this is just the dunk fest in the home of the human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins. The game continues on. The Hawks putting it up, but Paul George trying to keep his team in the game. The three-pointer, and now getting the big fella involved. On the other end, the beautiful pass by Trae Young behind the back to Herter again.
Herter got a wetter.
Point. Yeah, Herter's got a wetter. I'm gonna change his name to Wetter. It's easier to say. Speaking of wetter, Westbrook's wetter been kind of dry this year, but it's wet right there. Schroeder says, "You must have forgot. Don't forget about me. I was here first." He gets another three. Pulls from deep, tries to keep his team in the game. Actually, they are up 94-90, but Trae Young, this is why they drafted the kid. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I don't know if you guys remember that song, but he's hot. The beautiful one-hand layup. Thought he was going to pass it to the corner. Psych your mind, in the words of my little nephew.
Deep.
Oh, the beautiful three-pointer from deep. He had 24, 11, and 6 rebounds. The Hawks. That's right, the Hawks, they win against one of the best defensive teams in the league, OKC. Only giving up 107 a night. Tonight, they had to add some points to that. How about 142 for Atlanta? We'll be back. More players only. Warriors up next. Got Isaiah, Brendan, and Studio J.
It's your boy 3D. We're here for another Players Only. Here with Coach Saunders. And Coach, appreciate you spending a little time with me. First of all, what comes to mind to me is I've been around you for a while. You love this game of basketball. When you got the phone call, you were taking over as coach. What went through your mind?
I mean, it was definitely a shock in terms of just being unexpected. And then a lot of things go through your mind. Being quite frank, first thing was that I needed to speak to my mother and my wife, and some other people, just to, I want to make educated decisions on things. But then when things settled down and everything kind of came together, then you kind of realize, this is a great opportunity.
I believe you have this personality with the way the new NBA is to speak to the young stars today. How was that first conversation with Wiggs and Cat saying, "Hey guys, I'm the new voice.
Yeah.
I need you guys to play like all stars"?
I mean, just kind of like that, and it's, it's. I'd like to think it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from within themselves, and I'm big. I learned from my father. I learned from a number of great people in terms of that players are the ones that you put them in positions where they can both have freedom, succeed, but also have structure with things, and then it's up to them ultimately.
Let's get to it. 452 twist.
Yep.
There's so many options to that play.
Yeah.
What made you go to it, and what gave you the confidence to call it?
Well, it was really one of those things that I was sitting in my room, hadn't had a lot of sleep at that point. I was sitting in my room in Oklahoma City, and I knew in walkthrough I wanted to put our first play in, and I was trying to think what would be the best thing to go to, and 452 twist kept coming to my mind, and only for the simple fact of you only get one first play coaching in the NBA, and for me to give a silent ode, I didn't tell anybody or anything, but a silent ode to my father, my late father, meant a lot to me.
Yeah. And we were just sharing off camera that you were playing against New Orleans.
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
night. And take me that little secret.
Yeah, actually, Alvin Gentry ran 452 twists for Anthony Davis for the first play, and they ended up scoring, and they scored on it again. And he looked down and gave me a thumbs up and a big smile, and patted his heart, and so that was a nice moment from him.
Being around guys like C. Webb and Kevin Garnett, how does that help you for the job?
Just that right there, just being around those types of people and those types of players and how they prepare in their professionalism. That is what has prepared me for this. So I give a ton of credit to those guys. And you, I remember I was a little guy when you were in Minnesota for a little bit, hitting threes.
Yes.
So yeah,
appreciate you, man.
Definitely.
All right, good luck, rest
Thank
of the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I was going to make an announcement that Ryan Saunders looks just like Skeets from the starters over there, but I'm not gonna. I'm not going. Oh, we got Wes Will. Let's stop it. All right, bam. What we got today for the Will? I can't read this. Oh, locker room talk. Well, hey guys, when I was in college, you know how when you go to the Final Four and things like that, or big games, they bring a local hero to talk to you, and for us, it was Isaiah Thomas. I mean, imagine this in college. I'm 18 years old. I literally broke like a pane glass. I was just so hyped that he came in and he would talk to us and share it. And I want to go out to our man, our point guard, Zeke. What up, Brendan Hayward? We can get to you in a second, my brother. But I want to go out to Zeke. Now, Zeke, you're one of the smallest men ever to play in the NBA and have such a dominating career. They call you a little point guard. What the hell were you doing in the New Orleans Saints locker room inspiring all those big guys? First of all, tell me what you told them, and then tell me how you got to that after. But what did you say to the guys in the locker room? Come on, man.
Well, I just talked about championship play.
No. Tell us like you told them, Zeke. Tell us like you told them in the locker room, Zeke.
I told them that the three most important things that champions need to play with is what I call ice, and that is intensity, concentration, and energy. And how long can you sustain concentration? And most people can't concentrate for 2.5 hours in a game. And if you can sustain concentration and put energy and intensity into that concentration along with your skill and game plan, then you got a chance to win. And you saw they fell behind, but they were able to concentrate. And, we just talked about, the relationship that Mike Ornstein and I have and Coach Sean Payton and I have, and how we talked about how you become leaders. And the greatest leaders of all time, whether it be Jesus Christ, Buddha, Muhammad, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, they were all servants. They were servants to men. And how do you be a servant to your teammate? You get the best out of your teammate by helping him achieve. You get the best out of your teammate by helping him succeed. And we watched Mike Ornstein lay in a coma for 20 days, and he got up, and now he's back. So they gave us the game ball. Coach Payton gave Mike Ornstein a game ball, gave myself one game ball, and he gave Mrs. Benson, the owner, the other game ball. So we were happy to be a part of the Saints win the other day.
Zeke, I'm going to call Chico in here during the commercial and dunk on him because you got me hyped right now. And we got a little bit of tape from you in that locker room, man. And, y'all think Zeke is calm and cool, and which he is, but this is how he gets locker rooms hyped. That's right. This is a pro locker room. Zeke, congratulations. It's so great because you've inspired so many of us. It's great to see that transfer across all type of genres, all type of sports. And I just thought that was really cool that one of the best, if not the best, small point guard in the game was in there inspiring thousands of pounds of big football players.
Tens of thousands of pounds.
Yeah, right. Tens of thousands of pounds. And, Brendan, we want to welcome you to the desk tonight. Now, I know you played 14 years in this league, but you know how they do it, brother. You did your thing in Dallas. You did your thing in D.C. for the Wizard. But I got a question. What's up with your Cavs this year? What's the problem with y'all?
Oh, why did my Cavs?
Because you played there 1 year.
I played there 1 year. I didn't even get to play. See,
14 years.
I watched LeBron play for 1 year.
Tell us how you really feel. No, guys, we're looking forward to hearing the call from you. I love hearing from you, Brandon. B, I love hearing from you. College game, can't wait for that to come up and enjoy you being here with us tonight. But we'll be a little bit back. We'll be back with y'all in a little bit. Chico, get in here so I can dunk on you out there. Got me hyped. Ice, baby. People can't concentrate longer than 2.5 hours in the game, but that man can. He knows a little something about ice. Joel Embiid, the big man. In the words of Kevin McHale, he said, look, I'd ask the team to come over here, and I'd say, look, fellas, he's the man. And there it is. breaking news, John. Breaking news. That's right. Sean Saunders is the brother of our man Skeets. He'll be on the starters next week. We'll be back, baby.